Friday night.
TGIF.
So we're going. What's going on, man?
Oh, your color was just all out. Just checking you.
So we're gonna give people time to come on tonight. It's Friday night. We're in no rush. We're going to give you time to join us tonight for our Friday night edition of Life with the Popes. There we go. Oh yeah, that's better. And so it's Christmas time. It is time where we're getting ready to have Christmas. And so as you come on, say hello. We want to get as many in. We're going to give some rules and regulations and ask for a couple of, yeah, you know, I do rules and regulations, girl. Oh, God. I do. So hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Give you time to come on tonight. So as you come on, say hello. There they go. All right. So hello, hello, and hello.
Hello, everyone. If you would like to be a moderator for us tonight, please let us know, because we're going to put a few moderators in place so you guys can help us monitor any trolls or people getting out of hand. Hello.
So if you would like to be
Thank you, sweetheart. She said, loving your book. Thank you, love.
Great. So if you would like to be a moderator for the Popes tonight, just say, I would love to. And I promise you, we will quickly assign your name as a moderator, and then I'll tell you what you have to do. It's just that simple. So can we get about two really good people who are faithful and love the Popes and would be willing to be a moderator tonight? And you don't have to do nothing but just hit a button and block. It's so easy.
Remove and block.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Houston,
hey,
Texas.
all right, there's a me. Is that a me? Me said I'd be one?
Me.
All right, so here we go. We're going to add as moderator. So you're a moderator, GT11. Now I hope you're on our side, because if you're not, I'm gonna moderate you and moderate somebody else.
Right. If you leave, let us know so we can put somebody else in place.
Who else? I will help moderate.
I'll help
All right,
add moderator.
Who is Vision? Is that a brother?
Vision. The glaze, I don't know. The glass is half full. Hello from Tampa.
All right. Hello. Can we
Michigan.
All right. He said, I got my dude. All right. So I need a young. Yeah, I did. He's a moderator. That's what they mentioned. So I need a female. I got two moderators, and somebody said, what was that? Who was that?
Yes, sir.
Dee.
Me. Dee says me.
All right.
Okay, Dee.
Dee. All right.
We got three.
We got three moderators.
All right. Hi from Los Angeles. Hi, love.
Hey, everybody. So as you come on, just
look,
tell us.
I'm squinting. Look, glasses.
Thank you, Dee.
Fort Worth.
GT, thank all of you tonight for helping out tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hi. Welcome to Life with the Post. We haven't been on for quite a while.
Love my Canada Dry. It is so good tonight. I'm ready. So listen, we're going to give a quick few, maybe 2 minutes for everybody to come on, and then we're going to give the rules and regulations over to Nat. And then we're going to have a great time. This is live Q&A. And so, yeah, we'll talk about the life class as well.
Life coach classes are coming.
And go ahead and give some talk about that while people come on.
Spring semester starts the first week of February, guys. So you want to make sure you click the link up above in our videos when it says Become an Abundant Life Coach. You want to click that link. You'll get some information. There is an application process. You want to make sure you get your application in so that we're able to get you into class and ready to start in February. We start February 2021, first week of February. So stay tuned for that as well. You can actually lock yourself in, lock your spot in, and get on payment plans if that's what you need to do. So if you want to do that, make sure you click the buttons above.
All right.
Love y'all's house. You must be up north Atlanta. No, we are actually in the city, love.
We look good. Woo, look at that. Look good on TV right there.
Couple. In South Africa, it's 4 a.m. and I am here watching the love I have for the Popes. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I miss you, Rebecca. I love your video. Thank you, sweetie.
Listen, we're so grateful to have all of you with us tonight. We want to come and have just a Q&A with our family. We're coming into Christmas, and we want to make sure that everybody have a great time. So let's talk rules and regulations tonight. So tonight is Q&A.
Wait, somebody said, I love your teacher. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Right? She's good too. So tonight, for my moderators, I have three moderators. Here's what you get to do. Anyone gets on here tonight talking out the side of their neck or saying things that are not respectful, crazy, put them in timeout. Put them in timeout.
You know, we're talking about the trolls, y'all. You know how we're all about love and abundant life.
Yes.
And listen, people who are not familiar with us will love to think, oh, you're bashing women. If they come on and they hear one comment, you're bashing women. Oh, you're bashing men. And they don't know us because, guys, as anybody who's followed us for any amount of time or watched a significant amount of our videos, you guys know that we do bring correction, but we bring it in love, right? And so at the end of the day, we're equal opportunity. We'll let you know what we think for men, women, across the board, as believers, as love, of people coming in love, people who want to live abundantly.
That's
and
right.
so there's a lot of people across social media who take just one thing and run with it, one thing here and run with it, and then anything they watch of yours that doesn't agree with what that box they put you in, they're going to attack you.
Hey, Cambodia.
So anytime, for our moderators, if you
Yeah.
see somebody coming on, they're not familiar with us, they're being nasty or they're being rude,
Get rid of
just
them.
go ahead and get rid of them.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate.
Yeah,
Okay?
don't hesitate at all. All right, I know you got us. All right, moderators, we appreciate you so
All right.
much. All right, so listen, tonight is Q&A. It's an opportunity for you to ask questions about love,
Life.
relationship, life, whatever it may be.
Money. This is Life with the Pope. So
Yes.
we're about abundant life.
Yes.
It's all about health, wealth, love, peace, purpose. Anything that you have on your mind tonight. If we know we're still in the middle of quarantine and Corona,
Yep.
everything else, anything that you guys want to talk about. And grown talk, we put the kids to bed. Ain't no kids up here.
That why, kid gone.
So anything you want to talk about is an open topic tonight.
Yeah.
I was on a show last night. I was on an interview on Fox Soul on the Tammy Mack Late Show. And we had a really great discussion just talking about men and women and social media and just currently, the current status, right, guys?
Yeah.
And it was a really interesting conversation. A lot of really interesting topics came up. But one of the things that came up to me that was really, really interesting was just talking about how much things have changed, how much the world has changed. And so it's like we are in the middle of a huge experiment, guys. We are in the middle of everything shifting, the dynamics of our finances and how we make money and working from home. These generations are different than the generations before.
That's right.
Marriages, relationships, jobs. I mean, with the technology, everything has changed so much. And one of the things that I think is most difficult for us, for all of us, is change. It's like we want to hold on to traditions and expectations and the way things have always been. But as things have changed so much, our expectations of saying, well, this is how it's supposed to work, or this is how it should be, and then seeing that's not how it works anymore.
That's correct.
And adjusting to that. There was a question on the show where one of the guests said, her sister and her husband, who have been married like 10, 15 years, and the wife does things a certain way. And she was asking, is that the right thing to do? Is that how you should do it? And I said, that's what works for them.
Correct.
That's what works for them.
Yes.
You don't know what you have to be wise enough and discerning enough and seeking knowledge and wisdom to know what works for you, right? Because there's so much advice out here, guys, that one person will tell you to do one thing, someone else will tell you to do the exact opposite. But you have to be able to seek knowledge, understanding, and resources that fit you, especially in relationships, especially in marriage.
So let's talk about marriage. So let's say you're wanting to be married. Now, the question is going to be, what type of, somebody says, love you. The pastor often talks about marrying your daddy. Pastor, what if you don't have a daddy? I never had a father or male figure in my life. I lost out on... Okay, so I'm looking at the screen. I can see better up there.
Okay.
If you see me looking up, we have it on our screen.
We've got you guys on
because
the
you're
screen.
small here, wide on my screen. So, all right. So when I say marry your daddy, what I mean is a father. Okay. A father that I am to my daughters, I'm a protector first. So as a father, I protect them. As a father, I nurture her. She gets treated with such a delicacy. Delicate. She's real, real delicate. I don't really, you can't be rough with her like you can with the boys. And this is not in a perverted way, so you got to get this. She's really The daddy's like the first boyfriend that she's so crazy about because she loves him. She wants to go everywhere with him. She wants to be around him. She
Daddy's
wants to,
girl.
she can sit in his lap. It's not perverted.
I was a daddy's girl.
Yes. And so what that means is when you
Love my
find a
daddy.
man, find someone that makes you feel like he's going to protect you, love you, nurture you. He's going to make you feel like you're the queen, not just a piece of meat. Now, we're seeing a lot today, and I want to say this as a pastor and as a man. People love to throw scriptures and say, well, the man is the head of his house and the woman should do what he says. This is not 1620. This is 2020. And when you come together as one, you work jointly together to build a home. There are certain attributes I bring to the marriage, certain attributes Rebecca brings to the marriage, and together we work to make the popes. Not Carrie Pope, Rebecca Lynn Pope, but the popes. Why am I saying this? Because when you look for a mate, you look for someone that you can build a future and a purpose with, okay?
Even if you didn't have a father, I think it's important for you, for any woman that's listening tonight or catches this on replay and you haven't had a father in your life or you haven't had a male role model, to be a provider, protector, or teach you to be treated and accept treatment as a princess, to be treated as a lady. If you haven't seen that in your everyday life, one of the things to do though is to study it and to be able to set those standards for yourself.
Yes.
And to be looking for that when you're dating. What does that mean? It means you've got to sometimes go really slow in getting to know people because you're looking for a kindness, you're looking for a gentleness, you're looking for someone who is paying attention to detail and cares about you, who is gentle with you. I mean, and honestly, what's so important about that is, you guys, kindness is so underrated. Kindness is so underrated. It's like nowadays everybody's acting so tough and everyone's acting like they, nowadays when you listen to these social media streets, it's like nobody needs anybody. That's how everyone's acting like, but we all need each other. As a man and a woman, we need each other. We come together and we bring together the balance to be able to raise children, balance to be able to help each other and be partners. Men and women need each other. And it's time to start having those kind of real conversations because everything is just in so much conflict and men and women are especially just so combative and divided right now.
And Anthony asked a very good question about family. Have we lost value as a family?
Our family values.
Anthony, I want to answer it like this. I put a post up the other day, and I said how we're now, I want to take you back to the 80s, and then let's go back to the 60s, and then to the 80s, and then to 2000, and to 2020. So we're going to jump in 20-year increments, okay? In 1960s, I was born in 68, most times you had two family homes. You had the father and the mother in the home. You had two-parent homes. You didn't have internet. You didn't have all these distractions you have today.
No technology.
It was come to the table at 6 o'clock. We ate as a family. We didn't have steak and potatoes. You might have had meatloaf. You might have had something small. But you learned how to make the most out of what you had. Fast forward to the 80s. Now, when I was graduating high school in 86, I started seeing some young ladies having babies out of wedlock, starting to become mothers at 18, mothers at 19. And so we started to see mothers having children with no father figure, with no family structure. Fast forward 20 years, now 2000, you're seeing that now that 1-year-old, now 20 years old with no structure of what it was in the 60s, have family. Internet's here. All these other structures are here. They're learning how to live in the streets. And so now the family value is not there because there's no home. Now fast forward to 2020, 40 years later. Now if you come on, you got men bashing women, women bashing men. There's no respect for the opposite sex. Women are itches and hoes. Men are trifling and they're just dogs. And you're going, what happened? What happened is there are no role models to have set the structure of what family should be. Because we're too consumed with trying to be better than our fathers and our grandfathers, but we miss something. Don't become so consumed in having a better life that you lose the value of your family.
And I'm going to say something, and this is not bashing men at all, but in our society currently, one of the things that I see that has changed so much is leadership in men. Leadership in men, the mantle of leadership, the responsibility of leadership. Like, men used to hold themselves accountable as leaders. And you don't need permission to do that. You don't need permission from a woman to do that. You don't need a permission from anybody for you to be a leader, for you to stand up and be a strong man and do what's right, what's ethical, what's full of honor, integrity.
That's the key word. Integrity.
Integrity.
We need our men. I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to say something on that point. Your money doesn't measure your integrity.
No.
We're missing integrity in if you read the comments that come out of people's mouths, there's no integrity, because if you had integrity, there's some things that you wouldn't say. If you did say it, you would say it with tactfulness.
And leadership is about starting with yourself, working on you, right? Being the best you that you could be. And then from there, but leading by example, to set an example for others, for the other men around you, the women around you, any women that are in your life, right? Children, you're setting an example. And it's like somewhere in everything, we got lost in the sauce, everything. And now it's just become this finger pointing. Men, we've got a demographic of men who want to lay all the issues of relationships at women's feet. It's all women. It's just women. It's all their fault. Feminism, they're too independent. They're too this, they're too that. Then you've got women doing the same thing. It's men. It's all their fault. It's this. It's all men. And
social media
hurt people on both sides are pointing fingers, and then so the dialogue becomes so complicated because it's just all this finger pointing, hurting people, just pointing fingers at each other. Nobody's saying, time out. Let me start with me. Let me remove my pain off the table. Because let me be part of the solution. Let me start with me. And that's where leadership starts. It starts with you saying, I opt out, time out. I got to make sure I'm not part of the problem, because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
If I could say this, leadership takes ownership.
Responsibility,
leadership takes ownership, accountability. You don't mind looking in the mirror and saying, it's me.
It's me.
You're looking at two people who were broken,
hurting,
who did the work, and we were able to love again without hurting each other.
Build businesses.
And
from
no
a
jealousy.
Place of integrity.
Yes.
Build professional businesses from a place of excellence. Guys, there's so much that flows from personal accountability. There's so much depending on personal accountability. And I think that
we got questions, so you're gonna keep
okay. I think it's very easy to take a weak position, the easy way out, and just point the finger. I could easily have pointed the finger at my ex-husband and said it was all him. He did it. He didn't treat me right. He didn't talk to me right. He hurt me. And you know what? It's all him. And then literally not doing any of my own work. And then I would have never been able to attract and manifest and keep Carrie if I wasn't in more of a healed and evolved place from doing my work, and vice versa. Right?
So
Whitney says accountability feels like an attack when someone isn't willing to acknowledge that their own decisions affect everyone. Exactly.
So we're gonna go back to some questions, because that was a great question that Anthony asked. He asked, well, who destroyed the family, so to say? I'll go back here. I like this question. His question was, and we're gonna get to your questions tonight. This is all about answering your question. Then, Mr. Pope, who broke us, and how do we fix it so we can keep
so we won't keep
Yeah.
damaging each
So
other.
great question, Anthony. Who broke us? Society broke us.
Yeah. I don't think it's men or women.
It's not men or women. I want y'all to understand something, and I'm going to go somewhere, and it's not going to be nice. One of the things, if you ever study history, I'm a historian, I love to study history, you will find out that unity breeds power. And one of the way within the black community, because I'm African American, so we can speak from our point of view, to destroy the black person is destroy the family structure.
Yeah.
How do you destroy a black man? Destroy the family structure. Take away his values, take away his substance, and put him in the streets and let them fight against each other. If you notice now, gentrification is another way of causing fighting. You have to be smart and understand what systems are in place.
There is systematic.
There are systematic things in
for
place
black communities
that has hurt the black community. So watch this. Back when they had the 3 strikes law, and a lot of black men started going to jail.
Mass incarceration.
Mass incarceration in the 80s with Reagan and Clinton. You started seeing then black family men leave the home. They're in jail. Then you come up with single mothers having children out of wedlock. So now they're raising a child while this guy's planting seeds all over the neighborhood. He got 8 kids by 8 different baby mamas. So guess what?
Because he didn't have a role model. Because
Or he might
didn't
have had a role model and
father.
just chose to not follow it.
But
know
there
what
was
you're
a
saying.
breakdown. There began to be, it starts systematically with economics. It starts with mass incarceration, which is really new slavery, new age slavery is mass incarceration of black men. It is the systematic oppression of black men. I mean, guys, I was on a post on the roommates over on Instagram, and they were giving the stats on marriage, and it was showing just the distinct differences in how black people, women and men, are the rates are so much lower for marriage among black people than it for any other race, and it's declining faster than the other races. Now, I want to say this too: it is declining in the other races also. White people, Latinos, everyone is beginning to experience the same things that black people have been experiencing for years, because they are now dealing with some issues that we've been dealing with for a very, very long time in the black community. Things such as the opioid epidemic, unemployment, broken homes. They're beginning, being on government assistance. These numbers are raising in other races, and they're dealing with epidemics. And now, but it gets dealt with differently compared to the crack epidemic. There's now the Samaritan law, to where if you're caught and someone overdoses on opioids and you're caught with them, nobody goes to jail. The overdose person's going to the hospital, and nobody's going to jail.
Yeah, but the one that's doing the drugs it's not a black person's drug, unfortunately.
But when it was when it was crack,
Oh, yeah.
everybody was
went
going to jail. They make new laws that don't affect other races the way it did when it was in our communities. So we have mass incarceration, we have the breakdown of the black family. And here's the thing. So slavery is what, 200 years gone? 300 years? 300 years?
3.
And now, but we're still now programmed to be divided. We're still programmed to fight each other. We're still programmed to, and here, I was having a conversation. You mind, honey, if I tell a story real quick?
You're talking a whole lot. We're
I'm
reading
sorry.
questions.
We're going to come back to questions really quickly. I was having a conversation with 400 years. It's
400. Thank you,
years
Cal.
now. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm history. No.
It's okay.
I was having a conversation with one of my friends, my dear friends, and she's single. And we were talking about the difference between being single and married, just from an economic perspective, you guys. Just from an economic perspective, do you understand what it means to be one person with one income in a household, especially if you have children, man or woman, whether you're a single father or a single mother, versus a 2-income household, and what that difference makes in how quickly you build wealth, how quickly you can save to buy property, how quickly you are able to invest in businesses, or the stock market. You guys, this is huge.
Very huge.
It's huge. We would not be wealthy right now on the level we are if Carrie and I were not together.
Correct.
because together you're able to literally build. Because if you have one set of bills, but you have two incomes, and one income is paying the bills and the other income is
building a
available,
business.
you're
Yes.
building businesses,
Yes.
you're buying
Yes.
property, you're
Yes.
investing. Guess what? Your self-care becomes better. You're taking vacations. You're taking better care of each other. Your health is better. Why? Because you're not financially stressed. I mean, this goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Right? On and on and on. And so it's so important that we begin to come together.
Yes.
Black women, Black men,
Yes.
but women, period, men, period. It is so important that we begin to mend this divide, to build strong families, to build strong men, strong women that come together, lay down the fighting, lay down the infighting, and begin to get that we have more in common than we do different.
So let's go questions. Give us some more questions because she's been talking.
Okay,
I've been trying to ask
sorry.
a question. Rebecca having a sermon tonight.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to
right.
help folks. You know, you got these questions.
Anuma says, how best can we take full accountability for their past mistakes, actions, and the consequences of how it affects others? How best can one take full accountability for their past?
How would you say it? How did you take accountability for your past? I know how I did.
Well,
I went to counseling. I did the work.
Therapy.
Therapy. First of all, I said, it's me. And then I went to therapy to work on me. And I stopped blaming everyone and blaming myself. Because what I found out, the common denominator in all my problems was me. So if the common denominator is me, then evidently I have a problem in how I choose or select. So I need to work on me.
Yeah, I call it the pain filter. When you are the people you have a bad picker, you pick the wrong people.
I have a bad picker.
And through the filter of pain and your past experiences, you keep picking the same bad people because they look good to you until you get some healing and some insight.
Let's go to this one. Oh, man. That was good. What was that one? Christians? Read that one.
Christians often say don't look at looks, but I feel like physical attraction is important, not everything, but important thoughts.
Girl, work on that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, physical attraction is very important.
Listen, I love the Lord.
You can't be married and not be attracted to your partner.
Listen, what turns me on is when I can look at my wife and see how sexy and beautiful she is and know that she's mine. The Lord gave us eyes to see. If he didn't want us to have, I mean, come on, attraction. I want to say something. Who was that young lady? Oh, that was Alex. Excuse me. Alex, I grew up within the Christian religion and it messed me up because I had people trying to pick for me based on what the Bible said versus what my heart said. And I found myself doing things to make people happy in the Christian field when the reality was we need to teach people how. Look, what Rebecca and I do is teach you how to find love.
Yeah.
How do you find love? By first finding the love in you and then finding someone that shares the same mindset together. Too many people are going for big booties and big titties and big bank accounts. How about go for someone with big hearts?
Yeah. But also who's pretty or cute.
And pretty, yeah.
You know,
because you know what? Your booty gonna fall, your breast gonna fall, your money may go broke, but if your heart is big and full, it will grow, not go down. It will grow.
And just like there are people who are selfish and looking at all the wrong things and wanting all the wrong things.
Single prayer said,
there's also people who are very down to earth and people who are good-hearted and big-hearted. And guess what? Sometimes when your heart posture is not where it needs to be. Sometimes when you're not ready, you're looking right past somebody who could be perfect for you, but you're overlooking them because you can't even see them.
That's right.
God's protecting them from you.
Hallelujah.
I mean, listen, there were times when I was dating, you guys, that I would like someone a lot. And I'm like, dang, well, why is this not clicking? And God was protecting me. He wouldn't allow them to see me for who I was. He wouldn't allow him to really fall in love with me or see my true value because he would have hurt me. Right? Do you believe you are who you attract? No, Athena. I'll put it this way. I believe you are who you entertain. I'll put it that way. Because you're going to attract all different types of people, but it's more important, who do you choose? That's a reflection of who you are. The people you choose is the reflection. He's asked this several times. Do you believe in sex before marriage?
No, I don't believe in sex before marriage. I believe that you should wait until you get married to have sex. There's people that don't wait till they get married, and I don't think you'll go to hell if you do. I don't think that you should, people say, well, trust God. If God gave you a person, then you should wait. Yes, you should wait because you don't want to complicate the situation. I believe in waiting. We
believe
believe
it's
in waiting. We
wise
believe it's
to wait.
wise. But I also believe there should be conversations of preferences when it comes to sex.
I believe sex should be on the
Do
table,
not-
talking, open,
Yes.
which takes a lot of spiritual maturity to have those type of conversations.
Yeah, don't go into
Right.
it thinking that God is going to make the way and his 2 inches is going to grow to 9 inches when you get married. That ain't happening. Y'all better have conversations in the beginning of what you need. We're real. The babies are in the bed.
Right. Are you guys open to matchmaking again? These dating sites are breeding grounds for those with less than wholesome intentions.
See how I'm shaking my head?
So easy. Now, I will say this. Hold on, Carrie. Hold
What?
on.
What?
We are in the process of beginning to think about and work on an Abundant Life app. There is the possibility
Y'all see I'm
of
looking at
there
her?
being a dating function
No, it's
that
not.
is an extension that we have talked about a dating app.
No, it's not.
Carrie.
No.
Carrie.
No, because Rebecca is not about to get on here with a part 2 of unrealistic expectations.
No.
No. We're going to teach you how to find love. We're going
Yes,
to
but
guide
that's
you in that direction.
down the road.
That's
It's
right.
down the road, guys.
Because
It's
y'all don't
not
understand what I
coming.
had to go through with Rebecca when it comes to that. No.
Listen, we're focusing on helping you to learn how
That's
to
what we're focused on.
live abundantly and work on yourself. Love is a natural byproduct
That's right.
of a loving and
That's
healthy
right.
you.
To all the men that came on early and saw the video, so you're not an alpha. I've seen many of you comment today. I'm grateful it blessed you. Ladies, let me say something to you. There's nothing wrong with a beta man with alpha tendencies, potential.
Paula says, can you please give me some advice for all of us who have let go of our ex and are trying to navigate through the pain and heartache? Paula, first of all, I'll say
Okay,
this.
that's the key word is let go.
Yeah, let go. I'll say this, Paula. There's 2 things. One, time does not heal all wounds, okay? So it's what you do with your time that's going to determine if you heal. So this is where you've got to focus on the therapy, coaching, getting help, meditation, looking inwards, a healing course. It's really, really time for you to dig deep and heal the wounds. And a lot of the heartache that we experience, guys, is centered around our ego.
Oh, yes.
It's centered around our mindsets.
And people in your ears.
And it's centered around our insecurities and
Yes.
our pain. Because we are often in these relationships, we are seeking validation, we are deflecting, and we are literally looking for identity oftentimes in these relationships, which is why we will ignore red flags and we will ignore the traits that we're seeing in someone that are showing you that they are not who you want them to be. And you're trying to just see what you want to see because you want it to be what you want it to be.
What you want it
and
to
that's
be.
not just women who do that. Men
Right.
do that too.
Right.
And so it's so important that you dig deep into those tendencies. You dig deep into that mindset that made you even do that to begin with, right? What makes us so desperate to have someone that we ignore and dig ourselves kind of into these situations where we end up getting so hurt?
So I am a 20-year-old virgin, and I'm embarrassed because everyone is not, and guys find out. I'm sorry, it's moving.
Find
Guys,
it weird and immature. Should I pretend I'm not when dating?
no, listen, sweetheart, you're a virgin for a reason. Whether it's because you wanted to be, or you haven't found the perfect person in which that you share that with, there is a nature that we were designed to. That if you guys go back and really think about the first person you had sex with, it was really like that first soul tie. It was hard to break them. Sex is designed to really be with one person. It's that because we are now where we are in life that we have with multiple people.
Yeah.
But sex was really designed to be between you and that wife or that husband, and that bond that comes, that sexual connection that comes. So being a virgin at the age of 26 is actually a blessing. Don't be embarrassed about that. But when God gives you someone, you don't have to lie about anything. As a matter of fact, it should be part of the conversation unless they're ready to put a ring on your finger.
Right. And I would say this, that was Tiffany, right? Who asked
Yes,
that question.
yes.
Tiffany, listen, sweetheart, you are wise. You are protecting yourself from
Yeah.
so much damage. so much heartache. I mean, you do not want to be out here having casual sex in
No.
2020, honey. It is a hot mess out here. And listen, you do not have to talk about sex. I would literally think about it like this. Most of the time when someone is celibate or abstinent, when they're dating, they tend to lead with that in dating. So you'll be on a first date or a first 2 or 3 conversations. You're like, by the way, you know, I'm abstinent. By the way, I'm celibate. By the way, I'm a virgin. And it's so important that you realize how inappropriate that
It's
is.
very inappropriate.
I'm going to frame it this way. Why are you talking about your sex life or the lack thereof, right? It's still your business, your private sex life. That's your business.
Yep.
These are strangers. These are people you're getting to know. And it's none of their business about your personal sexual status or anything like that. You're simply getting to know people.
And as a man, when you tell a man you're a virgin, oh, his antenna go up. I want to break her. I want to be the one to have the one that broke her in. So now you become a challenge.
Yeah, and
So
I think,
don't share that information.
yeah,
with,
I think you have to be very
yeah.
careful because it could be a challenge. Like women when they lead with abstinent or celibate, a lot of men find that to be a challenge.
It is a challenge. It's like, oh, okay. Let me go ahead, because here's something someone said earlier, and I love this. They said some men see females, independent women, as like turn off. Why is it that independent women are turn off to a man, in your opinion? And I'll share my 2 cents for you.
Guys, I think that men, as much as things have changed, especially with women, because in the last, 50 years, things have changed so much with women as far as the roles we play, money we make, titles, education, jobs, professions, blah, 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 blah. So much has changed. And it's really in very modern times, guys, that this has changed. But men haven't changed so much. And what's happened is men still need to be needed. Men still need to be able to feel like protector, provider, and treat you like a princess, right? Like they have these needs to be able to be the man. And I think what happens with independent women is that a man will look at her and say, she doesn't need me. What does she need me for? And we can't just say, oh, they feel threatened. I don't think it's always intimidation or being threatened. I think it's more about, let me talk about a man I know, Carrie Pope. So
Sarah looked at her, right? Like, who you going to talk about outside of me? Okay,
Carrie
go ahead.
Pope.
Proceed.
See, look, proceed. He's like, it's okay. You can
You talk about a man. You better talk about me.
So Carrie Pope is a Southern man. He was born and raised in Georgia.
Yeah.
He is a Southern gentleman. He is, a very traditional, strong man.
Yeah.
If he can't provide for you, he is so protective, guys. He is such a provider. It's like it's in his DNA. And if he can't be that, there's a part of him that would question a relationship if he can't be that in the relationship. It's so much a part of his DNA that I don't think he could be in a relationship and not feel that way. If he wasn't able to feel that way and be that in a relationship, he's going to feel like that's not a healthy relationship for him.
Correct.
He's going to feel emasculated, or he's going to feel like he's not able to be himself, or he's going to feel like he's not being a man.
And I'm not going to have it.
Right. So for the independent woman question, my answer is I think that independent women can be so posturing also, guys, that the ego is like, hey, I've got these degrees, I've got this money, I've done this, I got this car, I've got this house. And those things don't really impress men. Like women, we don't really understand because we've literally tried to become what we want in men. And that impresses men, but it impresses women, but it's not impressing a man because he's not looking for that from you.
That's her answer as a female.
Yeah.
As a male, most men want a strong woman who is independent, meaning she can do things on her own. But ladies, you have to understand something. He's not expecting you to be the man. And when you come acting as though you don't need him, I got just as much money as you have. The powers of control. You know, back in the day, it used to be money was controlled for men and sex was for the woman as controlling the other person. But women have just as much money, if not more, than men today. They say, I don't really need a man. And so when you come to a relationship and you're being stronger, or you wearing the pants more than the man, he's like, I don't need you. Because a man is going to be a man. And my wife is a very, very strong woman. You know, she's strong. But she also, we said something that she says, young boys cannot handle me because I'm strong. That's why God gave me you. Now, Rebecca, I'm the kind of guy, if you ever know me, I don't talk much. But when I do talk, when I finally say, that's it, I'm done, Rebecca know when Carrie's playing and when Carrie's serious.
Right.
And when a woman truly wants to be in a relationship, and this is the key for independent women, and you respect your man.
Respect.
One of the main reasons why women do not have a good relationship as a strong, independent woman is because she does not respect her man. You can't beat him down and then turn around and ask him to lead. And if he's leading, you got to let him lead, and then you go along with him and y'all work together. You don't emasculate him. You don't make him feel less of a man, because I'm going to tell you something. The girl at the water cooler will make him feel like a man.
Right.
You cannot be so strong that you run him away. And my brothers that are on here tonight, they're saying facts. A man loves a strong woman. But when you're too strong, that's a turnoff.
Agreed.
So,
and I also think that it's also women, I'll say this if there's independent women on here. One of the things that I'm going to do a video about it at some point is about femininity. Because you can still be strong, but still be feminine. You can be strong and still be soft.
yes.
But one of the
balance.
things that's difficult in our world, ladies, is that we haven't been taught how to compartmentalize. So you've got to be able to be strong in business.
It's strong but feminine.
And
That's it.
decisive in business and your role, whatever your part of your life that requires that strength. You know, you're strong in that area, but then you also have to be, because guess what, ladies? We don't want to be the boss in every area. Do you really want to be responsible for everything? Do you really want the weight of the world on your shoulders? Are you going to get married to have to carry all the weight yourself? No, you're getting married so that you can be like, oh, thank God.
Help me. She's my help meet. Listen, catch it. She helps me meet
right?
what I have to do as a man.
Like,
she's not my savior.
You want to be able to be like, here, take all. Yes, here, you take this, and you.
When's the last time you paid a bill?
Right, never.
See,
like he literally, like listen. That's part of having a partner. Why you want to have a partner? Yeah. Stop acting like you don't need anybody. I don't want to do it all.
Come on.
That's why you get married. I literally, I'll sit back, listen. And Carrie's so strong, guys, that literally I know I'm spoiled.
Rotten.
I'm spoiled, right? And he'll say, you're so spoiled. I'm like, it's your fault.
And it is.
It's his fault. He spoiled me,
and
right? Because literally he takes care of his family. He takes care of his children. He takes care of his home, right? I don't think about putting gas in my car. I don't think about I don't even touch trash. I don't touch toilets.
She ain't lying.
Listen, because it's like, I just was like,
you ain't lying.
And so that's why I say, ladies, part of it is us saying, you remember how our elders, ladies, used to talk about feminine wiles, that women they knew how to get what they needed or get what they want from a man. Yeah. We've lost the art of femininity, right? We've lost that because, listen, and I had to teach myself this, and this is just me being honest. When I was dating, I had to learn, and this is how I learned this. I went through a spot in my life where things were not going well, and I didn't have a lot of money, and things were just, I was building businesses and some things, and it was like I was at a tough time. And I'll say this, literally, ladies, instead of me being like, I was up, instead of being up high and having it all together, I was really honest with the men I would meet, be like, well, I'm building this business right now. I don't have it like I normally do. My credit's taking a hit, and I would just be honest with them. And what I discovered was that there were certain types of men that literally were like, had no problem with that. They saw me working. It wasn't like I was destitute. It wasn't like I didn't have any money. They saw me working hard towards goals. They saw that I was a good woman and a great mother. And they literally were just like, they were willing to help. They were supportive. They literally liked me more because they felt needed. And it clicked for me. I was like, I was over here acting like I don't need anybody. And it's like you couldn't beg, borrow, or steal a man. But when you are a little needy, a little helpless, like, oh, and by
You ain't a little needy. You are a lot needy.
so I perfected this.
We laying in the bed, baby. Can you cover me up? Chick, if you don't roll your butt over and grab that cover and throw it over your back, and then she'll say,
this.
"Oh," and I'll go, "Doggone it," and throw it over her head and like.
I perfected this by the time I met Karen Cole. I will say that.
Yeah.
I did perfect that.
I'm working on my perfection.
So literally, as a single lady, yes, you have to take your trash out. Yes, you got to put gas in your car.
But
yes,
listen,
you got to wash your car. But when you meet a man, you act helpless. Oh,
Yeah.
the trash needs to go out.
Yeah, but I saw some up here. I got to dress real quick
Okay, go
as a
back
man. Yeah, hold on. Let me go back up because this young lady. Oh, hold on. Y'all forgive me for reaching because we trying to, go back. What was her name? Here we go. Whitney. Whitney says, my boyfriend makes me go half on everything. I make less and have more bills. What do I do? Run, Forrest, run. Here's the problem, Whitney.
Break up.
First of all, a boyfriend does not get wife privileges. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Did I say that? Did
Break
y'all,
up.
hold on, let the man talk. A boyfriend does not get husband privileges or wife privileges. If you're in a relationship and you both come to the understanding that you both want to pay half, because that's what roommates, okay? Roommates.
Do you see the look on my face?
Roommates. But if you're going to be in a committed relationship where you want to be the man, then guess what, boo? You better. Hold on, I need you to hold on. I'm talking right now.
I'm sorry.
I need you to say, look here, Junior, we need to have a conversation. Now, first of all, I am your girlfriend. I'm not your wife. If you want me to do that, then you need to put a ring on this. We need to make some vows. And then you need to take some responsibility. But as your roommate, okay, I do 50 as your roommate. But I'm saying as a roommate because that's what you're really being. But as your woman in a committed relationships, no. I remember Rebecca and I have a conversation. Rebecca says, Carrie, I only want to do X, Y, and Z. And I want you to do this. Well, as being the man that I am, I came back with a list that went beyond what Rebecca was asking for, that it messed her up to like, whoa.
Okay.
Because my thing is this, I'm a man. And I'm going to make sure that I take care of you beyond what you think you should be taken care of. Because when you do that, it separates you from the man from the boys. It's why you chose me. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, give me your ring. Give me your ring. I'm going to show y'all something. When you out looking for these, it's not because they look good on somebody's fingers. There's a responsibility. You are saying, when I put this ring on your hand as Rebecca, I'm committed to you as your husband. I'm saying when I put this ring on your finger as your wife, come here. I'm committing to you as my wife, which means I am going to do for you what no other man has done for you, because that's what makes me different. That's what separates me from being a man and your husband. Y'all hear me? A husband is not going to do what a boyfriend does. A husband's going to go beyond that because he understands I'm responsible for my wife and her well-being.
So, Whitney, this is the one thing I was going to say is you must have started off wrong with this. Like somewhere in the beginning where this got off on the wrong foot.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Like you allowed this because this was going on and you went into a committed relationship.
Well,
so you allowed it, you took that as fair treatment. Like this is just And then you're not really expressing what you really want or what you really expect. So you didn't set that standard. And he's like, sure, I can have a girlfriend and only pay half of everything, and not treat her or pay for things.
That's why I said
you
roommates.
allowed it.
But I said roommates.
Right.
Roommates.
Like,
roommates.
and then, oh my God, if you were to get married, it's going to get worse because if it's 50-50 now, that's right. When she said, I did allow it. You're right. And you settled for that and you accepted it and you were afraid to say anything because what women do, and this is what see, I love these examples because for every example, man want to talk about a woman's a gold digger and a woman's this and a woman's that. No.
Here we go. You preach tonight.
No, I'm just saying
she went to sleep before I came home. She got a nap in.
This is literally examples. I could give you a gazillion examples of women who don't require enough.
Here's the problem. Some require too much. Some don't require enough. Here's what Rebecca and I did when we met. Because we both are divorcees, we sat down and we laid out what we needed from each other. When I first met Rebecca, she said from day one, I'm dating with a purpose. So I knew that meant if I'm coming to be with you, I'm not here playing boyfriend and girlfriend. This has got to go somewhere. Second of all, we talked about sex. What I need in sex, what do you see sex? How do you like sex? We talk about the main components of a marriage. Why is that important? Because finance was part of it. I'm horrible at finances, she said. How good are you? I'm great. Good. You pay the bills. There are things in a contract that should be negotiated before going into a contract. Y'all hear me?
Right.
Marriage is a contract. Relationship is a contract. Engagement is a contract. So what have you figured out in the contract? Did you read the fine print?
Right.
Many of you are jumping into a relationship and you never read the fine print. I don't like this and I don't like that. Have those hard conversations. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, I think it's about really setting some standards, you guys, right from the beginning. I mean, if you are a little more traditional and you want a man, what I had as a rule, because I knew I wanted to be treated like a princess. I wanted a man who was going to treat me like a
queen.
princess.
I don't treat them as a princess.
Once you get married, you're the queen. But when you're dating, you're the princess.
Okay.
Like I wanted a man to treat me the way my daddy treated me. I wanted to be treated like a princess,
And did you get
his shining star,
Did you get it?
his baby doll.
Did you get it?
Yes. But that's why I say, but you have to be looking for that in dating. So I don't want to go on a first date with somebody and he's looking at me like, are you paying for half? My daddy wouldn't have been asking me to pay for half.
You know what I tell Rebecca? Your money is not any good with me. Listen, Rebecca and I to this day, we have 3 accounts. We have a joint account and 2 individual accounts. All right, we get paid every 2 weeks, and we take our money and put it back in the house, right?
Right.
When we go out to eat, we could spend off another account, but I don't know. I take my money from my account. I'm married. Right. And I'm still paying out of my account. And I'm not talking about dropping $25. We're talking about dropping sometimes $150, $200 on a meal. And you know what? Rebecca sits over there. She never reaches for a check. She never sends me a card. When we go out, listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you take your woman out to eat and you don't have the money, men, to pay for that bill, sit at home.
Don't go.
Don't go. If you take your woman out, you better pull out your money. You better pay the bill and don't look at her for nothing but, baby, do you need anything else?
So this was my kind of guide when I was dating guys. If I was seeing someone, and he would pay, I would offer to pay every 3 dates. Every 3 dates.
I didn't get that offer.
You did too.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Yes, you did.
When did you pay for a meal with me?
You were too busy paying too fast.
No, when did I get that offer? When
I offered.
The devil is a liar.
That's my best advice.
Loose here, Jesus.
Is offer to pay like every 3 to 5 dates, and he may accept, he may not. If you're dating a very traditional man who don't want your money, ain't interested in you and paying for something, he's gonna be like, no, thank you, boo, I got this, right? That's what he's gonna do. But at least offer. And then and then when you were dating, ladies, instead of offering to pay for things, you do just acts of service. Bake him a cake, bake him some cookies, right? But do something, a gesture. A gesture.
I get some cookies from you.
You got Thanksgiving dinner.
That's once a year. Rebecca is giving y'all good advice, but Rebecca never got the chance to do that. Rebecca, let me tell you how spoiled she was. When we were dating, I lived about good 45 minutes to an hour from her. And she let it be known, I do not drive. If you want to see me, you have to come here. How many times did I see you a week?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 times a week, putting 100 miles on my car every day, roughly
Every
500
other
miles.
day.
My Polo Jaguar was like, where we going? Oh, let me guess. We're going to see Rebecca. Back on the road we go. Why am I saying this? When you put everything up front in the beginning, what your expectations are, the person knows if I got to step to the plate to meet it.
I'm
Here,
just saying.
let me say this. So let me go somewhere real quick. We got to help get out of here.
Okay.
Unrealistic expectations. Should a woman lower her standards? Should a man lower his standards? I have this statement that I love to say. I use it all the time, this analogy. If there's an apple tree, beautiful apples on the tree, and there's this beautiful red apple on the top of the tree, but the person goes, man, I really want that apple right there, but it's too high. And the apple is watching all the other apples below get picked. And one day she sees this apple fall off the tree, and this guy goes, oh, I've been waiting on this apple to fall so I don't have to climb to get it. So he picks it off the ground and it's bruised. But up on the tree is still this apple waiting to be picked. Ladies, I'm talking to somebody. You're sitting there asking the question, are my standards too high? I beg to differ. The question should be, am I worth you coming up the tree to get me? Am I worth you climbing to get to where I am? My standards are not too high. My standards are great. I'm just a nice shiny apple that God decided to plant right here on this tree, and my standards are not too high. My expectations are not too high. You just waiting for me to fall so you don't have to work to come and get me.
But then she's all bruised.
No, the one up the tree is not.
What,
the one
the
that
one that
falls is bruised. So a lot of you ladies, I want you to stay where you are. Work on you and know that God has a man that is willing to do what he has to do to come and get you.
So this question right here, a spoiled woman is good, but it's not going to work when you fall on hard times. Josh, now this is something Carrie and I talk about, and I've talked about this with my girlfriends too, and I'm going to come to your question next, sweetheart, because you've asked it quite a few times, Deborah.
Okay.
I'm coming to you.
We'll get you, Deborah.
Carrie and I, when we met each other, we were still in recovery from some difficult times in life. So we were not where we're at now financially when we met each other. So guys, there's a lot to be said with growing together, right? Growing together. There's a lot to be said because right now, if Carrie and I fell on hard times, Carrie spoils me to death, but it's not spoiled with just material things, hun. For the gentleman who said that, Carrie spoils me with love, attention, acts of service.
Yes.
He spoils. I mean, I had surgery last month, guys. He took care of me hand and foot. I was like, babe, maybe we should get a nurse to help take care of me. He was like, no, I'm taking care of you. We don't need no nurse. I got this, and he just took care of me. Carrie is just attentive. And it's like, so it's not spoiled with, Gucci and Louis and all, it's spoiled with love, with just love. Yeah. When we first met each other, you guys know our story. We had lots of ice cream dates and hot wings and, we
didn't have
picnics.
a lot. Let me say this to somebody that need to hear this. When Rebecca and I met, we both didn't have a lot. What we have today came from jointly working together.
Yeah.
We met each other on hard times.
Yeah.
But we had love and we saw potential and we understood what it meant to have been somewhere with someone that didn't appreciate it, to now go with someone and build an empire to where you understand that. Here's the key. If I end up in a 1-bedroom shack with Rebecca, as long as she loves me, we can build a mansion again.
Yes. Like, I wouldn't want to be in I want to be in the mansion with Carrie. I want to be in the 1-bedroom shack with Carrie. If push comes to shove, I wouldn't want to be anywhere without Carrie. It doesn't matter. And one of the things when I was dating, you guys, when I went through a really, really bad divorce, my divorce was horrible. And I did not remarry for 9 years, right? From my last husband to Carrie. And when I was dating, I said, I'm not getting married again. I refuse to make the same mistakes I made before. I'm going to marry somebody that I love with all of my heart and that there is no other option, right? I wanted to wait until the right man for me, that God gave me what was right for me. Yeah. And I waited till then. Right, so let me go back to her.
We got our son. We about to get off work. We got to get him picked up. So we got a couple of questions. And listen,
wanna
guys, we're
get
gonna do
to-
this again next week. Cause next is Christmas, so we may come on to have Christmas with you. We'll see.
Okay,
What we got?
hold on.
Yeah, come on. It was what was her name?
I'm trying to find her.
Barbara. What was her name? Is that her?
Deborah.
Deborah.
Hi, Miss Rebecca and Mr. Pope. I'm 19. How do I guide myself spiritually and to have the intrinsic character to one day deserve a person with the same characteristics?
Number one, Deborah, listen. I want to say something to you, and do not make the mistake that Rebecca and I made. You are 19. You should not think about marriage until you're 30. Okay? Why do I say that? There's so much life that you need to live before you settle down to share that life with someone else. There's individuality that needs to grow in you before you decide to now grow with someone. One of the worst things, and we thank God for our children. Our children are beautiful, but we both married
got
young.
married very young.
And in getting married young, we missed out on a lot of things that we end up making mistakes in the marriage. Get married after you've lived, after you have messed up a couple times, after you've been out here and had your fun and done the things to where now you're going, I'm ready to settle down. So spiritually, you're still a great person, but you have some experience behind you to know that, all right, I've dated this kind of person, I dated that kind of person, I've had this person, I have that person. So now I'm ready to settle down with what I know I need.
Right.
At 19, baby, you don't know what you need. We change every 7 years. We go through 7-year cycles.
Yeah.
So if you're 19 today, 7 years from now, you're 26. When you turn another 7 years, that's 33. Around 33, 28 to 30-ish, you have an idea what you want now.
This is not the
rush.
1955 anymore, guys. Like, people are getting married older now, where it's trending older. You don't need to be rushing into this so young and you don't know what you're doing. Take your time.
Pull up the brakes. Now,
your
while you're
time.
doing that, there was a question earlier. His gentleman said, I'm 37 years old. I just had a vasectomy. Will it hinder me meeting someone? No, it will not. Unless you meet someone that wants children and you don't want to have children, then it will. But at your age, at 37, most times you'll meet a young lady who more or less already have children.
Yeah.
And you can co-parent with her and raise a wonderful family.
I know plenty of women who already have children and they don't want any more children. And their problem is meeting men who don't have children.
That want
And then they feel bad because they don't want any more children.
Yes.
So there's definitely women.
Check your phone, make sure your son didn't.
So is it?
Text you. You good?
Hold on. Let me see.
So that's what I would say to you.
So is it okay to not want to be with someone because you are not physically attracted to them, but they are sweet?
Yes. Listen, just because they're sweet doesn't mean they're your purpose partner. I met a lot of sweet people that I wish I had said no to. All right. So when you meet okay. So handle it.
Okay,
So meet some people. So Rebecca's gonna handle this real quick. So when you meet someone, just because they're sweet doesn't mean that you're a purpose partner. When you listen, I'm gonna say this to you, and we gotta.
But also make sure you answer the question you ask yourself if you are eliminating them as an option physically because you have unrealistic expectations of someone physically. Because you have to be very careful with that, because there's a part of our mind in our modern dating, guys, where if we date somebody really, really gorgeous or really good looking, we then compare everybody to that person. But that doesn't mean you were in a relationship with that gorgeous person. You just kind of dated them, or it was a little whatever. So then we can set these ridiculous physical standards that nobody's going to meet. So if the sweet person, give the sweet person a chance.
Son that got to be picked up. You know, my wife loves to talk tonight, but we got a son that's at work, got to get picked up. Real quickly, we got to get out here. I'm getting ready to do a video that's titled Average is Okay. Average is okay. Because there's a lot of people who are average people and you're trying to go and feel like you're not enough, you're inadequate. So why am I saying that? When you date someone, if they're sweet, but they're not where your heart is, remember now, you're talking about making a lifetime commitment with someone. You have to, my wife, I love her to death. You have to, someone said, what is, okay, I'm glad you asked that question. So real quickly, I'm gonna get out here. Someone said, what is average? Okay, if she says bye guys. So if you have a person who is a 10 or a 9 and a 10, and you have a person that's a 2 and a 3, that means if you are a 3 to a 9, a 3 to an 8, you're average. You got to take the average. In other words, if you're not a sex symbol, which means you're a superstar model, or you're just fat and sloppy, you're average. That's what I mean. And so we got to make sure we're not getting caught up in this, what people want. I'm average, but I found a woman who was just as average as I was on my level, and together we're great. See, it's nothing wrong with being average. People want to be superstars. Everybody's not going to be a superstar, and everybody's not going to be a bum. But average is a person who is basically just okay with being who you are. I'm not a muscle man, and I'm 6'7". The average man is actually 5'11". Can you hear me now? Yes? No sound? See, hold on. I know what happened. Hold on. I'm in the truck downstairs. Hold on. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Am I back? Rebecca went and got in the truck. As soon as she turned on the truck, I went down Bluetooth downstairs. So I apologize. But average, don't ever let somebody put you on a scale of 1 to 10. So what I mean average is I'm not a genius. I'm smart. I'm not super rich. I have money. So I'm just an average person. We get caught up in wanting a woman who's a supermodel. So she's a size 2. She makes X, Y, and Z. Women, you want a man that has all these things. So we got to get out of that average stuff. Just be you. I'm at a point in life where I just want somebody to be me. I'm a 10 to Rebecca, and that's all that matters. Did y'all hear that? I am a 10 to Rebecca, and she's a 10 to me. And that's all that matters. Find someone that sees you as a 10. So what does that mean? If somebody else eyes you're average, that's good. But then the person that loves me, I'm more than average. That's why I'm saying that. Because average is okay. Because the person that married me, I'm gonna be average. Some of you women may look at me and say, man, Carrie, you're really handsome. But my wife said, no, you're gorgeous. You know why? Because that's really what matters the most. Her. That's all that matters. All right, guys. So I'll take one more question. We got to get out of here because I want to keep you there. All right. One more question. Anybody have one more question? All right. So Alex says, why should men fulfill their traditional responsibilities of being a provider and protector when women are not fulfilling theirs of being a virgin, submissive, and doing the housework? All right, Alex, let me share something with you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is 2020. People love to try to hold biblical standards of 2,000 and 3,000 years ago to today. If you ever follow me as a preacher, I teach principles, okay? I teach principles. A lot of times I tell men, you want a woman to be submissive, give her something to submit to. If you want a woman to submit to you, give her something to submit to. Because if you are truly being the man that you need to be, if you're truly being the provider you need to be, if you're truly treating her like the queen she needs to be, she has no problem submitting to you because she knows that she can't find better in the street. In 2020, good luck at finding a virgin. We had one tonight and she was embarrassed to be one because you can't find them. So are you a virgin? That's the question. You want a woman to be a virgin, but are you a virgin? What good is it for you to be a player and then you want a virgin? That's like these bombers that are blowing up people going, I'm going to blow you up today because I'm going to go to heaven and have 70 virgins. Dude, you just killed 20 people. Are you going to get 70 virgins? No, that ain't how it works, brother. So what works today is this. You're going to find a woman who may have children. She's a virgin to you because she's new to you. Okay? Stop looking for a virgin who's 50 years old and you're 65, or a virgin who's 25 years old and you're 35. Virgins today are pretty much like looking for a diamond in the rough. But if she's new to you, she's a virgin to you. All right? All right. Any other questions before I get you out of here? We've had a great conversation tonight. I hope this has been grateful for you. I hope it's helped you tremendously. Rebecca and I love you so much. One thing you'll learn about Rebecca and I, we keep it real. We don't beat around the bush. We don't throw punches. We keep it real. So if I never knew Rebecca, she never knew me, we're both virgins to each other. How about that? All right? All right. 40 plus single women and advice. So we're going to do it again. I hope you enjoyed tonight. We listen, we love you guys so much. To our moderators, thank you for doing a great job. Love my brothers. I love my sisters. If you missed the video I did earlier today about So You're Not an Alpha, to all my men, please watch it, because I was shooting down today this whole thing about you got to be an alpha to be somebody. No, you just simply need to be you. All right. And alphas are not born. Alphas are made. All right. You can quote me on that one. Alphas are not born. Alphas are made. You never forget that. All right. So listen, if you have any questions, shoot us in the inbox. We're going to do a Q&A again. If you already get questions to us in advance, we can come out with some of the questions you already asked. Okay. So you can go right here. You can leave a question in the comment area, or you can just inbox us and say, hey, I want to ask you guys a question, and we'll do it for you. Sunday morning, I'll be on live this Sunday. Please join me for the Way Life Center's Love Stream broadcast this Sunday morning. I want you to join me. Please invite someone. And then thank you tonight again for joining us for Life with the Popes Friday night edition. All right, until Sunday, God bless you, blessings and abundance. Thank you for participation. To my moderators, thank you for controlling the board. Gratefully appreciate it, greatly appreciate it. We love you much here. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Take care now. Bye-bye. Sunday is 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. on Sundays when we come on. So 10 a.m. Sunday morning, right here, I'll be on. All right? God bless you. Be safe out there, guys. Bye-bye.